Here with Mike Jones, mate. Welcome back to the Australian Superbike Championship here at Queensland Raceway. A track, I'm going to call it the happy hunting grounds for Mike Jones. Some incredible years here in the past. 6 overall podiums as wins, as second places. What is it about Queensland Raceway and Mike Jones that it just fits?
I think it's all the years of practice here, to be honest. I mean, I've grown up, as a Brisbane-based fella, and come out here and done so many laps at, practice days and track days, and so much racing here. So for me, I know the circuit like the back of my hand. Being able to try many different riding styles and lines, and really nut out what works around this track. So I feel like, I've got that really well down pat, and that's what helps me to not just bring the speed, but also the consistency, especially for the races.
Traditionally this year for you as well, it's a great start to the championship. Speaking with you after Sydney, it was almost like you were still disappointed. You have to be out there, go out there and win. This weekend, you've got the potential to gain a lot of championship points back. Take us through that feeling.
Yeah, look, at the start of the year, it's a tough one because, we go to Phillip Island and Sydney Motorsport Park, and as a competitor, you're there, you want to try and, win and challenge for the race wins. But, ultimately just didn't have the speed at those rounds, so you leave there a little bit disappointed. But, when you come to a circuit now like Queensland Raceway, and then we'll head on to Morgan Park, they're tracks that we've done well at in the past. So it gives you some confidence knowing that you can get a great result. And for sure, for the championship, we have to win these races. There's no doubt about it. If Josh is to win, even one of these races this weekend, well, it's going to make it really tough for the championship heading, into the second half of the season. So super critical, a lot of pressure, but that's what racing's all about.
Hey, that's a good point. This track, at Queensland Raceway and Morgan Park, they're not that similar. There's a lot of turns in Morgan Park. This is more, the paperclip. So there's no similarities really. Is it just you feel comfortable in these conditions, here in Warwick?
Yeah, look, I think, again, it's just a matter of like laps and experience on these tracks. They sort of they lend themselves to suit the Yamaha R1. The bike works really well on these particular circuits. I know that we have straights here and they're quite long, but some way we're able to utilise good corner speed, which sort of, negates the deficit that we have on your straight with the power. But, when we go to Morgan Park, there's not really any straight there, so it's just all turns, and that's where this bike's the best, So I think it suits my riding style, it suits the bike, and just works well at these two tracks.
Is it the case that when we start the championship, we have Phillip Island, Sydney Motorsport Park, we know that the other manufacturers are probably going to be good there, and you've just got to, okay, we bank points, we do as best we can, we're having a swing, we're coming into Queensland, we're going to race at Queensland Raceway here twice in the season, and you just go, that's what we wait for, and then we strike?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, again, like I said, as a competitor, you always go to the races, you want to challenge for the win, but yeah, as a plan going in there, you really just have to aim to do the best that you possibly can and get the most out of it. So if second place was the best we could do on the day, you have to get that result, you know what I mean? And that gives us enough points to keep us in the hunt, where we're coming to this weekend 27 points down after two rounds. It's a lot of points, but like you said, we've got 2 rounds here at Queensland Raceway. We've got a round at Morgan Park. So, we've got a lot of races to bring some points back. And it makes the championship somewhat exciting because, you start off the championship like, sort of on the back foot. And then it's a challenge to see if you can bring it back again.
For you last year, a perfect weekend every time you're on track, top of the boards. Is that a case of this year, that's what it needs to be? You're not going to be, happy with nothing but that?
Oh, look, I mean, okay, practice is one thing, like we're still trying things. Surprisingly, we're always still trying to refine things. It's actually never ending, but practice is one thing. It's the qualifying and the races, that's where the points are at. So, for me, that's what we need. We need to go pole position and 2 race wins. That's the goal.
Thanks, Mike. Welcome back here to Queensland Raceway.
Thank you very much.
Cru Halliday back here at the Australian Superbike Championship in Queensland Raceway. Hey, a positive showing for you at Sydney Motorsport Park. Is it a case this weekend just building off that and just progressing with a further up the field?
Yeah, I hope so. The problem is you go to Sydney, which is probably one of my stronger rounds of the season, and you come straight into one of the tracks that I sort of struggle at. So it always gets in the media, can Halliday continue this form? And it's not that. Yeah, I think I'm riding in good form. It's just a track that I really struggle at. But we seem to be going pretty good this weekend so far. A little bit behind the 8 ball still, but yeah, I think we just need to ride smooth, see what we can do in qualify. Try to qualify as far as the front as we can get and just bring home as many points. You know, I did have a bad start to the season in round 1 at Phillip Island, but you know, we put that behind us and we're just moving on to the next rounds.
You know, it's one of those things in the media where they talk about Cru Halliday and that decision to leave YRT to a team like this being a good decision for you. I think when you look back at Sydney, that's something you can take in your stride and go, yep, you know, we built with it, we're going to move on. How's that transition been? We've now got 2 races under the belt, we're leading into the 3rd. How has it overall been for you?
Oh, you know, to be honest, everyone's like, why would you step away from the factory team? It's, as I said to many people before, it's not, I was in that team for so long and I grew stale. This is just a breath of fresh air, and you know, I was starting to lose interest in the sport because I was with one team and I thought that was as good as it gets. But it's not the case. You know, I love Yamaha as a brand, so I just come to Robbie and the guys and Claire at Stop and Seal, and they've said to me, come over, we'll have a lot more fun. So you know, even though I haven't got the results, I've had a lot more fun this year, and you know, it's just like a new challenge. You know, we've got new computer system, new tyres. It's funny when you come in. There was a bit of pressure on me at YRT when you come in because you're expected to be out the front, but here you pretty much get slagged by Robbie and you know, told to pull your finger out. But you know, it's all in good humour, and yeah, it's just a lot more funner environment for me. It's, you know, as I said, I'm getting a bit older up there now. I'm about to turn 37, so I'm not one of the young guys anymore. So I thought it was the right move. So I mean, to be honest, even if the results weren't coming, I think it was time to move on from that team. But yeah, it's a good decision, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to finishing out the year.
How has that been with obviously the electronics, changing that obviously to Michelin tyres? It's been a talking point where potentially that tyre may come alive in the later parts of the race for you. How's that been so far? You've got to see it in both conditions, the wet, the dry. How's that been feeling?
Yeah, it's still hard. It's you know, I've been on Pirelli for so long, and I've got the data. Even not on the data and the sheets, it's in your brain. You know what tyres work or what tracks. You know the tyre temperatures, they all work. And then when you jump onto a tyre like Michelin that I've never been on before, it's completely like, you know, it's like throwing out all your homework and starting from scratch. It's hard. It really is hard because your competition knows their tyres, they know the limit, and then just say if they go 1/10 quicker, you know the guy behind them's on the same tyre, they can go that. But me and other guys on the team, because we're on a different tyre altogether, we don't know where that limit is. So we're still trying to find out what these tyres can do. And they seem to be coming alive now. So we don't know how, every track we go to, we don't know how long the tyre degradation is going to be. It's just we find that out in practice and qualifying. And to be honest, the real first time you find out what the tyre's going to do is probably at the end of race 1. So that's the one bad thing starting on a brand new tyre. But you know, if come next year, we'll know that data for next year.
Josh Waters, here we are, round 3 of the Australian Superbike Championship. Hey, an incredible season for you so far. Leading into round 3, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. We come up, I see in the media, they talk a lot, this is my rivals, you know, this is their backyard. I know that they do a lot of laps here and stuff, but I've changed my approach coming into the weekend to how it normally is. And so far it's working. Look, qualifying, the races are going to be tough, but I'll just give it my best. That's all I can do.
When you talk about changing your approach, is that in the feeling where you come into the event? Is it how set up? What do you mean?
Main thing mentally, that's the big thing. Yeah, going in with a little bit of belief, but it's going to be tough. They're so good here. They do so many laps. I live in country Victoria, so I'm just a normal person. Yeah.
You know, is it a case of, you know, if you come in here this weekend, you know, I believe not a win here for you at Queensland Raceway,
yeah,
but if you can pull that off, that really stops that momentum moving forward. You know, a lot of the other rivals, they will feel like Queensland Raceway, Morgan Park, it's sort of in their wheelhouse. But if you can stop that this weekend, that's a big thing for you.
Oh, 100%. To be successful at any track is, but I actually enjoy riding around this circuit at Queensland Raceway. So yeah, I hope that all I can do is try my best and hopefully it's good enough.
Is it almost a feeling of, okay, you guys think I'm going to be good at Phillip Island, or as some of the media would call it, Ducati Island?
Yeah.
Does it almost go annoy you a little bit? Like, no, I'm good everywhere. I have a number 1, and for a reason.
Yeah, but also, you know, people say, oh, do you feel the pressure at those events? I don't, but I feel like the pressure's on my rivals to go good in their backyard, that they do a trillion laps around while like I said, I'm in country Victoria working away. So, yeah, come up here to the backyard and try our best. That's what we'll do. And I've got a fantastic team that are working their butts off to try and make me achieve those goals.
Season so far, you've got to be ecstatic with, obviously, the outcome. Is it almost a sense of, okay, it's going a lot better than what you would have imagined it would have? Or is it something's clicking this year with you? What do you think that is?
Older, taking it in, not getting as stressed. Like before round one, I'd done bugger all riding, I broke my collarbone. Just went in with a little bit different mental approach. And then, you know, I didn't do any ride day. I hadn't ridden Sydney Motorsport Park since I raced there the previous year. Same thing, went up there, and yeah, I hope so far it's working for me. I'll keep trying, and I'm enjoying it. That's the big thing.
Well,
also,
you know, I was just about to go with you on that. In the case of you feel like you're soaking this up, and enjoying the moments, enjoying the wins, and I think that mentality can be potentially dangerous to a lot of others.
Yeah, and I'm getting older also, so I don't know how many more. Yeah, I still feel like I'm very competitive and so on. So I just need to enjoy these moments because they're not going to last forever. But I'll keep trying to make them as long as they can. But yeah, that's the big thing, is I'm enjoying it.
A lot of happy smiles with Josh Waters here. Welcome to Queensland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Max Stauffer, here we are, round 3 of the Australian Superbike Championship at Queensland Raceway. Hey, another round back in here for the championship for you. A case of, I think, building back into it post-injury in the off-season. Take us through the thoughts this weekend.
Yeah, no, positive feelings. This is probably my favourite track on the calendar, so it's great to be back here. Had a lot of success here last year, led a lot of laps and got some great results, so it's great to be back here and yeah, just building back into my season. I'm here with YRT. It's a new team for me and coming off the back of an injury. It's not been an easy transition, but the boys are doing a good job to make it comfortable for me, and we're starting to get somewhere.
After Sydney, you know, you were looking forward to track days ahead. You know, you said you changed some shock stuff there in Sydney as well. How's the recent month been leading into this? Have you got more time on the bike, be able to progress it and do other things?
Yeah, we've done a few days and it's just good to be able to get some laps on the board. So now we've come to put a few ideas into play here, and we're definitely getting closer to the front. It's the closest I've been to the leaders, and it's the highest I've been up on the leaderboard so far this year. So we just need to keep working in the direction we're going in, and I think come qualifying and race time this weekend, we're going to be fine.
Hey, take us through, and obviously teammates with Mike Jones for Queensland. He knows this place backwards. Have you been able to utilise that knowledge, you know, that data that the team sort of logged with him to further progress what you're doing? You know, 2024, just off the, you know, second place here. For you guys, this could be a really, really good weekend.
Oh, 100%. You know, me and Mike have gotten on like a house on fire. It's been great so far. So to have a teammate that's welcoming you into the team and not sort of against you, it's been great. We've done a lot of things together, a lot of track days together, a lot of training together, and it's just been awesome to get along with someone that you sort of need to get along with, really. So yeah, he's been able to help me, and hopefully when I start getting faster, I can start to help him a little bit in different ways, and we can push each other to be better.
Like I said, second here last year, a great showing for you. What would you be satisfied this weekend? You know, it's a mixed bag of results throughout the season, but what would you be satisfied with?
For me, podiums are like acceptable, so that's where I need to be. Nothing else other than a podium, so we need to get in those top 3 positions and keep fighting for those race wins.
Here with a standout from Sydney Motorsport Park of Jack Favelle. Jack, welcome back here to Queensland for the Australian Superbike Championship. What a round for you in Sydney, looking to get underway here in Queensland Raceway.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've had a few difficulties on day 1, but hoping to get it underway on day 2 and pick up some momentum again. Yeah, round 1 was amazing, but haven't been able to quite bring that momentum into the second round just yet.
Hey, just take us through that, and it's just that building, that momentum and that belief, really. Just take us through that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of thinking about it in between rounds, and the mentality's kind of switched of being, like, if someone will pass me now, it's not just, oh, I'm just going to sit behind them now. I really feel like I'm able to attack them and like stay with them, which is really nice. And that mentality switch, I think, is very important as well, to know that I can be there and, you know, fight with the top guys.
Once you know, it's a common one. Once you've done it once, it's a lot easier to do again. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I think so. And just knowing that it's possible helps. Like, you know, coming into the weekend going like, all right, it is possible to fight at the front. I have the skills to be able to do it. We just have to be able to put all the things together to be able to do it, you know what I mean?
Hey, and finally as well, you know, Queensland Raceway, Queensland with Ant West, you know, he's done a million laps around here. He's got a lot of data. Is he someone you can really lean on in situations like this track and just in general to help you with where you are?
Definitely, especially when he's going as fast as he is. You know, we've got all the data and stuff so we can compare what he's doing, what I'm doing, and all the setup and that. We've been struggling a little bit with the bike, and just having him be able to do it on the same sort of bike just shows, well, it's a problem that I can solve, you know what I mean? It's really important to have someone like that in the team. Makes it a lot easier.
Here with Cameron Dunker. Cameron, welcome back to Australian Superbike Championship. Bit of international travel for you. We'll get to that in a second, but how are we feeling coming into this weekend?
Yeah, you know, I'm probably the happiest I've been this year. We've made a lot of changes and seems to be going in a forward direction, which I'm really happy about. Still a lot more time for us to find out there, but we'll keep pushing, keep adapting with the bike and the track, and yeah, hopefully be somewhere near the front.
6th in the championship for you. You know, there's only a couple points above all the riders there. Just take us through, you know, the beginning of the championship, and like you said, you're beginning to get a lot more happier and find your feet here with the team.
Yeah, you know, we had a good round at Phillip Island. Obviously, apart from the crash with and then a 4th and a 5th position. So, I mean, yeah, we went really good there, and some tracks that I started to struggle with we're coming up to. So we just got to try and make the best of the performance that I can do. The bike's obviously great, and yeah, I just need to maybe adapt a little bit better to these tracks, and yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Hey, you just recently returned from Asia with the series over there. Take us through that experience and what'd you learn from that?
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot. There's a lot of world-class riders in that championship, and obviously different tyres, a different motorbike, and also just different tracks. So I learned a lot about how to ride different surfaces, tracks, and I brought some of that knowledge back here, and yeah, we've been faster than we've ever been here at Queensland Raceway, so hopefully we just need to keep improving and yeah, keep getting closer to the front.